Have you felt it? Damn, son, where'd you find this?
What's up, guys? It's the Real Bender here to talk about 3 DC characters that could be Superman. Now, in the DC universe, Superman is considered to be this all-powerful being that nobody could beat him. Well, there are characters, heroes that can beat him in the DC universe, and here's those 3. The first one is Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter essentially has a similar physical status to Superman, but a whole load more powers that give him the overall edge. His strength is in the same ballpark, though not quite up to Superman standards, given that he has done things like lift huge boulders, buildings, and vessels, as well as having casually thrown people over 100 miles with perfect accuracy. His durability is on a similar level to Superman 2, given that the two have exchanged blows before and taken them without any damage, while speed is also similar, given that Martian Manhunter has flown across the city to get in between a man and some bullets in the time it takes the bullets to get even halfway. Given that he has flown around the world and smashed several giant machines and speedbalazed some white Martians in the time it took someone to draw breath. Most importantly, speed-wise, he has flown alongside Superman going at full speed and kept up comfortably. But given that their speed is on par, it's the fact that Martian Manhunter has powers that can be operated with a single thought that puts him above Superman. If the two fight, while Superman will have large and physical attack of Martian Manhunter, whether that be flying towards him to attack him or firing a heat vision blast at him, he would maybe have to think once to make it completely intangible and therefore immune to anything Superman can do to him. And then while it's intangible, he could telepathically assault Superman. Martian Manhunter has the telepathic power to control thousands of minds at any one time. Martian Manhunter also has healing that's on par with Wolverine's. He has been turned into goo and food regenerated in seconds. Telekinesis, so he can be throwing Superman around from afar without even touching him. And that same kind of super breath and heat vision that Superman had. Wally West, the Flash. Wally West beat Superman on speed alone. But the fact that he also has a whole host of other powers to boost his victory over the Man of Steel. To put Wally's speed into perspective, know this. When West learned that a large bomb was about to detonate in the city's center at the moment of the explosion, he evacuated 500,000 people to a safe point outside the bomb's range, one person at a time, in 10 picoseconds. That's insanely fast, far faster than Superman could ever think of thinking, let alone moving. So if the two were able to have an all-out brawl, Wally could do whatever he needed to go before Superman ever realized that he was in a fight. And given the other things that Wally can do, that means the fight would be over before it even began. Wally West can steal the speed of other people, so he can turn Superman into a stationary statue in an instant. There's one thing he could do. Wally West can time travel, so he could dump Superman 100 years in the past and instead then return to the present, having left the Man of Steel there. That's another thing he could do. But in terms of actually fighting to defeat Superman, Wally possesses a punch known as the Infinite Mass Punch, an attack which hits with the power of a dwarf star. That would knock Superman clean out. He can also vibrate through objects and vibrate their molecules, causing them to explode. If he did that to Superman, the Kryptonian would blow into a million pieces before he could react. There are actually other powers that Speedward Force grants. Ion is actually a character per se. It's actually a benevolent symbiote created when the first act of willpower in the universe was carried out, which embodies willpower itself. As the driving force behind the Green Lantern Corps and their power rings. When the entity has a host, the name Ion is often used as an alias by the hosting character, and in this case, I'll be referring to the time the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner was its host. Of course, any character hosting Ion has all the usual powers of a Green Lantern: flight, durable automatic force fields, energy manipulation, the ability to create constructs, and the ability to augment their own physical statistics, but they also possess other abilities of untold power. as Ion kind of was completely omniscient and omnipotent, possessing all knowledge and able to exist everywhere at once. He had complete control over time, space, and reality. It was essentially God. He fixed all the world's major problems at the same time by virtue of being everyone he was needed simultaneously. He was never defeated and chose to submit his powers and bled them off to avoid losing his humanity. He did so by creating a generation of guardians and restarting the central power battery, both of which are fine indications of the level of power he possessed. Given that the Guardians are insanely powerful beings and the central powerful battery is what powers every single Green Lantern ring, of which there are hundreds. So yeah, those are 3 DC characters that can be Superman. I did 3 Marvel characters that can be Superman. Did I miss anyone? Do you guys know some other characters that can be Superman? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace. Deuces.
There has been an awakening.
This has been.
Have you felt it? Damn, son, where'd you find this?